Hey there guys, I am the Six Machine and welcome back to another Warhammer video. So it's already been announced, but of course the Chaos Space Marines are finally, after like 2 years of waiting, getting their bump up to 2 wounds in lines with their loyalist counterparts. And alongside this, they are of course getting their brand new shiny 9th edition Codex in the very near future. This is after all, although you may not notice it, the year of chaos apparently. Hopefully the Codex will be coming in another couple of months maybe, and so GW have today given us a tiny bit of a tease as to what else we might expect from it when it finally does hit the shelves. And so yes, the Chaos Marines are definitely getting a boost with that extra wound, and now the additional benefit from the data slate of Armour of Contempt. They will be a lot more durable on the tabletop. But as you can see, they've also, in a very logical move considering how old and experienced a lot of the Legionnaires are, getting some other nice buffs to their stat line as well, with a better base leadership of 8 instead of 7, and a move to a mighty 3 attacks instead of 1. Now I think it's pretty much guaranteed that they will be losing their Hateful Assault and not getting even more than that on the charge, but still 3 attacks baked into their profile, 4 for the Aspiring Champion, gives you a genuinely high amount of hitting power from even just a 5-man squad. And to really hit home with this, there are also some new weapon options available to the Legionnaires for them to dismember and tear apart your enemies. And first up is the new two-handed chain axe, which is very similar to a power fist in many ways, although rather than doubling your strength or timesing it by 2, it gives you +4 strength instead. So this will be slightly different if you have, say, a unit which is base strength 5 instead of 4, or may interact with some other buffs or psychic powers in a different way to ×2 strength. It also swings at -4 AP instead of the -3 of a power fist, so it is just a bit better at pushing through those wounds onto well-armoured opponents. It still has the same 2 damage and also -1 to hit penalty, so you can basically just think of this as a slightly beefed up power fist that, by the looks of it, doesn't have to go on your champion. It does look as though this will be an option for just a regular Legionnaire as well, so you can add a bit more melee punch, unlike the Loyalist equivalents where all of their melee power comes from the Sergeant. It does look like if you want a purely melee focused squad, you can kind of diversify a bit and add a bit more melee punch than the Loyalist Marines can do. The Demon Blade is another weapon they show off, and again, this is somewhat similar to a power sword. Its strength user, -2 AP and a flat 2 damage, so you lose a point of strength and also AP compared to a power sword, but you gain that pip of damage, and you also gain a cool rule where wound rolls of 6 cause a mortal wound in addition. So it is kind of a trade-off between the two. The mortal wound output is obviously very swingy, but this can definitely do some solid work with, 4 attacks from the unit champion. So you could definitely cut down some enemy marines that are getting in your way, especially because it's 2 damage now flat. On top of that, in a very Thousand Suns-esque move, there is a cool new unit upgrade which essentially gives your unit some psychic potential by the looks of it. The Balefire Acolyte gives you the ability to send out some smites and otherwise buff your squad, which is a really nice, fluffy for chaos and potentially quite powerful addition if you want to lean into that very psychic heavy playstyle without going, full Thousand Suns. I think overall it looks as though the Chaos Legionnaires are getting quite the boost and should hopefully be able to stand proudly against their loyalist brethren without feeling completely overwhelmed anymore. As I said, the boost with Armour of Contempt came at just the right time, and now with their extra baked in attacks and new weapon and psychic options, it should hopefully let you make a very customizable squad which can take the fight to the enemy both up close and at range as well. And I do wonder if, like we see with the melee options in these slightly different Power Fist and Power Sword equivalent rules, there may be some additional changes to some of their heavy weapons like heavy bolters or plasma guns or las cannons, that make them just feel a little bit different to the Loyalist versions. But I do think that in general, these changes look to be very promising so far, and that stat line is definitely the glow up that Chaos Legionnaires have been waiting for and absolutely deserve. And I mean, it's a couple of years late, but I'm still really glad that they seem to have got this boost finally. But what do you think of these new rules? Will they make Chaos a force to be feared again? Will they make it so that we actually see Chaos Space Marines, or Chaos Legionnaires as they seem to be called now, on the tabletop? Or is it still going to be just a case of spamming cultists? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me, but until next time, I will catch you later, guys.